Welcome. This is a self-elected Apeoftheyear once again with another combat moves tutorial, and this one is going to be completely dedicated to the Bf109 and how to use this beautiful plane very successfully. So, you see this little instrument right here? When you are in a cloud like I am right now, or if you are flying in general in an energy fighter, this device is telling you one thing: you're doing it right when this stick is completely lined up with this little dot right here. This shows you that you're flying energy efficiently. And at first I will give you some basic information about the plane and its design and why I'm referring to the energy efficiency. And I will give you some main rules that you want to follow if you are using this plane. And after that I will compare the Bf109 to its opponents and what mental stance you want to be in when you are flying this plane. Then I will show you some typical successful engagements and dogfights with this plane and how you achieve staying safe. And at last I will give you basic tips regarding the loadout and how to enhance the performance of the Bf109. So, at first you need to understand the idea behind the 109's design. The Bf109 was the first airplane that fell under the description of an energy fighter. The idea behind an energy fighter is that it's very lightly built and very small, and the small silhouette produces a very low air drag. So you can gain speed in dives very fast, and you can perform very powerful in climbing situations, and you have a very good high top speed in leveled flights. So the idea behind an energy fighter is that the focus of the design is on speed and gaining altitude fast. So the easy rules that you want to follow when you are flying the Bf109: the first thing is, you always want to be higher than your enemy. You always want to perform boom and zoom maneuvers, or at least some kind of boom and zoom maneuvers, and choose your engagements very wisely. Always play it safely, and don't get over eager or fall for energy traps. Realize when your energy advantage becomes smaller in time, and refill your energy before your enemy is closely on your 6. So keep your energy, stay in the vertical, always perform boom and zoom maneuver, and never lose your energy advantage. Stay fast or stay high all the time. So right here I'm going to give you a little introduction on how to perform a boom and zoom maneuver very successfully. I see a contact below me. I know that my position is very good. I have the sun at my back right here, so he doesn't see me at this point in time. I'm now falling down on him at a very great angle. I'm gaining a lot of speed because the angle is big enough. And right now I'm gaining very much speed, and I do not want to do the mistake of lowering my throttle to get better shots off. Instead I want to play it safe, and even if I'm going to miss him because I'm too fast, which I do not do, I'm still on the safe side and can use my energy to get out of the trouble, even if somebody was there to help him, for example. So I'm now not doing the mistake to lose my speed, and another possible mistake would have been to follow him into lower altitudes if he would be performing some kind of evasive maneuvers. So now I'm going to show you how to stay alive against multiple opponents, and we are now going to compare the Bf109 to the English fighters a little bit. The most important thing when you are if you want to be good in the 109 is having a good situational awareness and staying cool all of the time. Right here I went in for a fast attack in some kind of boom and zoom style, and I'm now refilling my energy first before I'm going in for another attack. It would have been a very big mistake from my side to follow his turn, for example, and I knew that there were multiple contacts all around, and the most important thing is always to have a good situational awareness and a good eyesight to identify your enemies. So knowing how many enemies are around and always waiting for a good opportunity to strike is one of the most important things when flying the Bf109. Right here I knew my situation wasn't good, my energy wasn't high enough, so I'm now refilling my energy in time before it's too late. And a good way to refill your energy is climbing at a low angle above 300 kilometers per hour, and at the end of this climb perform some kind of Immelmann maneuver. And then you want to go in for another attack run. Always booming, zooming. So choosing an intelligent and energy efficient angle of attack is the most important thing. Going in fast and getting out of the trouble fast again too, it plays a very great role. So always performing some kind of guerrilla tactics, and if you are not getting this energy efficient angle, break your attack and try it again later. Always being situational aware. I see one enemy below me, two enemies below me, the third one I'm going to attack. I damage him and zoom up again. Once again, refilling my energy. I know I would be in trouble very fast if I would try to turn with one of these guys. So once again, climbing at over 300 kilometers per hour at a low angle, and at the end, when I'm confident and I know that I have gained some distance and some altitude, some energy again, I'm performing the Immelmann. So if you compare the Bf109 to the Spitfire, for example, being good in the 109 depends on playing it safe and playing it strategically. Doing one small mistake is going to cost you very heavily, and you always want to let your brain decide and not your impulse. So if you are flying, for example, an English fighter, which is an angle or turn and burn fighter, it comes down more to having good timings on the evasive turns and setting up clever mind game traps to make your enemy lose his energy. And they are in more of a passive situation and wait for you to do the mistake. And your first mistake is often going to be your last mistake, especially against a good pilot. So make sure that you never lose your advantageous position, because if you do one mistake and lose your energy in this energy fighter, you are pretty much screwed against a good pilot in an English plane. And if you imagine the two planes, the Bf109 and the Spitfire, like medieval fighters, the Bf109 would be a lightly armored fast foot soldier equipped with a precise spear, who wants to stay fast and mobile, going in and out fast, but don't get too close for too long. While the English fighter wants, the English fighter is more of a heavily armored knight equipped with a battle axe or something that wants to get in close and wrestle with you at very close distances. And right here I saw that the follower was still behind me, and I knew that I had to gain a little bit more energy, so I'm going into another round. I've already done another tutorial where I showed you how to outclimb in a very spiraling up way, turning while climbing, and this is what I'm doing right here is the safer way. But you can only do this, what I'm doing right here, if you have more energy at the start. So pre-thinking a little bit more and gaining and going into a climbing situation earlier when you have the energy advantage is the way to go, right, like I do it right here. When you don't have as much energy advantage at the start, sometimes spiraling up aggressively is a better way But this, what I'm doing right here, is definitely the safer way. So always when you can do it, do this way that I'm doing right here. I'm going to do a special tutorial about this also later. And the pro situation, the advantage when you are flying in the Bf109 is that you are the active part if you do it correctly. And by always staying in the active position, you decide when an engagement happens, or if an engagement happens. And the English fighter is more on the passive side. Right here you saw him doing an evasive turn, and I did not do the mistake of following his turn. Instead I was patient and simply gained altitude again by not losing my speed first. And I'm patiently waiting for a good situation to strike. And right here, a good situation is coming. So I'm getting a hit in, and he's spiraling down. I'm not going to follow him right here into lower altitudes. Like always, at first I want to get some kind of more awareness about the situation, making sure where the other ones are before I'm going into a bad situation. Always playing cleverly, intelligently, with a good overview of the situation, like always, is the most important thing. Right here I'm once again finding a good candidate for another attack. He's once again performing evasive turn. I'm once again gaining altitude first before I'm going into the attack run. And now I'm going to tell you some basic tips how to enhance your performance with the Bf109, and some tips about the loadout. And as you will see in just a few moments, when I'm going to attack him, I have no tracer ammunition in my nose MGs. Only when I included my wings to fire from my MGs from my wings too, there I have some tracers. But at first I fired at him with my nose MGs, which are very precise, and because I have no tracers in there, I have more time and he's not going to be warned as fast, and I have a better opportunity to get in a few hits. And then when I know that he's probably hearing the first impacts, I'm adding my wing ammunition too. And right here I'm firing at him with some tracers too, and I knew that I was not going to hit him there, but this is a little bit of stress if you see some tracers flying around you. So I want to keep him in a defensive mindset. And this is also the reason why you want to have some tracers, especially in your wings, because of the conversions and because of some situations where it's useful to make your enemy know that he's under attack. For example, if you have a friendly who is being followed by an enemy, he's having a 6, it's very good to fire some tracers at the follower to help your friend, because the attacker mostly, in many times, if he sees some tracers around him, is going to break the attack, and you're scaring him off in this way. Here he does a very good turn, and once again I'm zooming up instead of following him directly, as always. So another good loadout tip is to only take 60% of the fuel, so you're going to stay a little bit more lighter and therefore also a little bit more maneuverable. Another thing is, you see this window at the side. I've opened it. You can open the side window right here, and by opening it you have a better ability to hear when enemies are going to be behind you. Right here you saw that he would have had an opportunity to shoot at me, but I saw it and I got into the position towards his belly side where he cannot aim. And this is very important when you overshoot, because you are so fast and you're keeping your energy, making sure that you are not in this spot where he can shoot at. One last tip I'm going to give you is when you are in higher altitudes with the Bf109, you want to make sure that you are not climbing too fast and too hard, because if you are climbing too hard and too fast, your coolers are going to get inefficient, because the amount of air that you are getting into your coolers is getting very low when you are flying too slow. So especially in higher altitudes you need more airspeed to keep your engine cool enough. So make sure if you are flying in higher altitudes, maybe 4,000 meters, 5,000 meters, to never get under 300 kilometers per hour. And when you never get too slow, you can close your radiator, your water cooler, and your oil cooler to increase the performance. So it's some kind of compromise that you can make. If you say, okay, I'm never going to go too slow, I'm always staying above 300 kilometers per hour, then you can close your radiator to about for about 30% and your oil cooler for about 50%. This will increase your performance and reduce your air drag additionally. One last tip, and I've told you this in the beginning of the video. Right here we have the artificial horizon, and this little stick right here, if this is very calm and centered on this spot, your amount of air drag is the fewest possible. So for example, if you are climbing up to refill your energy and you know somewhere behind you is an enemy, make sure that you keep this little stick very leveled, so it's very calm on this center spot right here. It's waving a little bit around because all of the instruments right now are not showing the correct things, because it's a recorded track. But I'm always trying to keep this stick quite leveled, especially when I know that I've someone behind me, and flying energy efficiently is very important. So now you know everything you need to know about the Bf109, who is an energy fighter, and make sure to fly energy efficiently. You saw how to attack multiple enemies. I've had 3 or 4 enemies right there, and I've definitely damaged 3 of them. I don't know how many eventually went down, at least 2, but I fought very efficiently. I've won a lot of victories right there, and none of these enemies was able to shoot at me, only once. So this is the power of the Bf109 if you use it correctly. If you use it incorrectly, and this is the contrapoint of the Bf109, it's only taking you one mistake and you're going to lose. If you, for example, lose your energy in an inefficient turn and you realize too late that your energy got too few, there's no point, there's no way of escaping. An experienced and good Spitfire pilot, for example, will always be able to stay on your 6 no matter what you do. But nevertheless, there are some evasive maneuvers that you can do. For example, when you messed it up and you are on the deck without energy and you have a spit on your 6, and I'm going to give you those evasive maneuvers also, even if they only work against bad followers. But sometimes you have someone on your tail that you are able to fool with some tricks. I'm going to give you those tricks, those evasive maneuvers, if you messed it up and didn't keep your energy, in the next tutorial. And I hope you never will be forced to use those, but nevertheless it's good to know them. And well, see you in the next tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, I guess you want to watch the next one too. Alright, see you in the skies. Bye.